Hello again. In this installment of Spiritual Wisdom, my name's Nicholas, and on my channel I talk spiritual wisdom. I talk about witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, crystals and their magical properties, as well as plants and their magical properties, and all manner of magical things. Today I'm going to be talking about witchcraft labels. Before I get into that though, I'm going to talk about what is witchcraft. Now I've talked on this channel before about what witchcraft is. Now, it can be hard to give a definite answer to that question, what witchcraft is, because you could ask 13 different witches and you'd get 13 different answers. Because at its core, witchcraft is a personal practice. It's different for everyone that practices it. And in a nutshell, witchcraft is a magical practice. It's where an individual studies different spiritual and magical practices and then includes them into their life, into their magic practice. And witchcraft is also a work of art, and the witch is the artist. So today I'm going to talk about that specifically, witchcraft labels. A lot of beginners who start out in witchcraft, and people maybe a bit more advanced, might feel the need to label themselves, because in the beginning a lot of people feel under the pressure to label themselves, and then later on that pressure may stay with them. The reality is though, if you don't want to label yourself as a green witch, kitchen witch, or anything above, you just say, I'm an individual that practices witchcraft and I just feel comfortable saying I'm a witch. That's fine. You do not have to label yourself at any stage of your magical practice. The great thing about the witch, my friend Kiza got me a sign saying the witch's way, and the great thing about the witch's way and being a witch is there's no real rules in our magical practice. There's a lot of freedom in witchcraft, because if you're an eclectic, if you're a solitary witch, meaning you practice your craft alone, it's up to you to find out what your beliefs, values and morals are, and then align your life and your magical practice with those morals. And a lot of covens may follow a system or that as well. However, and that's the first message I want to talk about. Like, you don't have to label yourself in your journey, rather you're a beginner or more advanced. But I'm also going to talk about a few of the different witchcraft practices. So you get green witchcraft. Green witchcraft is a practice that focuses on working with plants, crystals. It's a very earth-based practice, green witchcraft. Very earth-based. So it's a very earthy path, working with the energies of crystals, plants, nature, spirits, working with the energies of earth, to bring about desired changes in one's life. That's essentially what green witchcraft is. Now there's a lot more to green witchcraft than what I've said in this video, and in future I may do a lot of videos on green witchcraft. Then there's kitchen witchcraft or kitchen magic. So kitchen witchcraft, this would be a witch who really enjoys cooking, and really enjoys cooking, being in the kitchen. And a lot of us, we may make tea, coffee in our kitchen, we may make herbal teas in our kitchen, food, mainly we make food in our kitchen. And when you're a kitchen witch, if that's something you feel very drawn to, you're putting your energy and intention into all the food and beverages you're making, and the food and beverages you're making become potions and spells in and of themselves. For example, apple pies has a lot of magical properties. Apple you could use for any spell, but if you make an apple pie, you're mixing your wet ingredients with your dry ingredients, and you're putting in energy and intention into your apple pie. Then when it bakes in the oven, when you eat it or serve it to other people, your intention could be, may everyone who eats this, may good luck, prosperity and good health be upon them. And then as they ingest that energy will surround them. So kitchen witchcraft is more about making dishes, making different teas and blends, and putting your energy and intention into it. So that is a practice that many people may feel drawn to. And then there are druid witchcraft. So druidry is a thing of itself. Druidry is Druidry is a very old tradition. Druids were the Celtic priests and priestesses, and the old religion, or the Druids, the Celtic religion. Druids were the high priests and high priestesses in the Celtic religion. But again, when we research Druids or look Druids up, very little is known because Druids didn't write their knowledge down. Because Druidry, for the most part, is an oral tradition. So the spiritual lessons and teachings were passed from word of mouth to initiate to initiate. And it would only be kept to initiates that knowledge. Yes, they did use runes, Druids, they did use that, and many Celtic people did. But we have a revival of modern Druidry today. And Druid witchcraft would be a blend of Druid beliefs, and Druidry is about honouring our Celtic ancestors, honouring the Celtic deities, Celtic folklore. So Druid witchcraft would be a mixture of magical practice blended with Druid beliefs and practices, a mixture of those things together. Then eclectic witchcraft would be, an eclectic witch doesn't follow one tradition or one practice. An eclectic witch borrows from different traditions, different practices, and sort of forms their own magical practice. And then Wicca and witchcraft are not the same. And Wicca is a religion, witchcraft's a magical practice. But you can get witches who follow the Wiccan religion, and then you get Wiccans who also practice witchcraft. But it's important to remember, not all Wiccans are witches, and not all Wiccans are witches, and not all witches are Wiccan. Very important to remember that. Me, I identify as an eclectic Wiccan witch, so I'm someone who borrows from different traditions, different magical practices, and then I do follow the Wiccan religion, and I also practice witchcraft. So my spiritual practice, if you like, is a blend of different magical cultures and practices, and then it's a blend of Wiccan beliefs, because I am Wiccan. I honour the god and goddess, I respect nature, I celebrate the wheel of the year. I do follow the Wiccan Rede because I don't believe in harming people and that, and I believe whatever you put out will come back to you. So I do follow the Wiccan Rede as well. And then witchcraft, I do follow that as well. So witchcraft's more of my sort of magical practice. And that's how I identify it as an eclectic Wiccan witch. So that's how I label myself. But as I said, these are just a few different witchcraft practices and labels. And the great thing about witchcraft is there's no real rules, because it's your own practice. So you can find out what your own beliefs are, your own morals, your own beliefs and morals. You can find that out and then form your magical practice based on those beliefs and morals. And there's a lot of freedom in the witch's way and being a witch. And if you, right now or for the rest of your practice, if you're just starting out in witchcraft and you feel, I'm drawn to witchcraft, this practice makes sense to me, then you can just label yourself a witch and stick with that. Or you could say, right now I am a green witch and I feel called to that, but then maybe in 5 years, 6 years time, you may feel called to a different witchcraft practice. And there's nothing wrong with swapping and changing your practices, because as you go through life, your magical practice will change. Anyway, this is just a lovely subject I thought I would talk about. Me and my friend Keeza, we were talking about this. Forgive the noise around me. We were talking about that witchcraft labels and things like that, and different types of witchcraft. We were talking about that. And even though I've covered some witchcraft labels in this video, there are thousands of different types of witchcraft. There's also cosmic witchcraft, and a cosmic witch would work with the stars, the planets, and work with the sort of solar system energy as well, and work with days of the week which correspond with the planets. So a lot of cosmic witches would do that as well. However, this is me just talking about a few different labels, and also how if you feel drawn to these labels you can, but I'm also stressing that message that you don't have to label yourself if you don't want to. You could just say I'm a witch, I practice witchcraft, and you could just leave it at that. However, have a great day. May meet, may part, and may meet again. Blessed be. And before I end this video, just behind me, we have a beautiful, I have a beautiful tapestry that's got all the phases of the moon, a beautiful moth, and then a bigger moth, and some mushrooms down at the bottom. Because a lot of you, when you were watching this video, and when I'd look back in some of my videos, the background there was very not nice to look at. It was very sort of, you could say ugly, but it's a lot nicer now with this beautiful tapestry. However, blessed be, have a great day. Until we meet again.